Hi guys, welcome back to the ACCA predictions thread. So today we're going to look at the opening day of the season. Traditionally, always a tough one to predict. Always some freak results going around, so you have to take this weekend a little bit with caution. But obviously we're going to have a good go, and today's ACCA is a good one. Pays at roughly 46 to 1 with Sky Bet. Obviously could fluctuate ever so slightly depending on who your betting partner is. So let's jump straight into this weekend. So the first team I've gone for is Bristol City to beat Barnsley. Now City, despite missing the strike force of Taylor and Juric, have still been scoring plenty of goals in pre-season and scored plenty of goals towards the back end of last season. I think that'll continue. Barnsley had quite a porous defence last season anyway, and having lost Roberts in the summer to Birmingham, that was a big hole to fill. And I think Barnsley have lost quite a lot of players probably over the last 6 months. Start off really with Winnall and Hourihane both leaving in the January transfer window, and since then they've lost Watkins as well as Roberts. Very big players for them. And it's been very difficult to replace them. Heckingbottom's gone down the route again of bringing in sort of younger players, which is what Barnsley have pretty much done for the last couple of years, and it's been successful for them. But I just think that they're probably a striker or two short nowadays, and I've just got a feeling that Bristol City will just have a little bit too much for them. So a Bristol City home win for me on that one. The second one is going to be Fulham to beat Norwich. Norwich City are tipped to do a lot better this season. However, I think they'll just come unstuck at Fulham. Obviously, got a new manager, and I think it'll just take a little bit of time for them for him to find his feet really, and for the team to find their feet. They've had a few players come and go, lost players like Jacob Murphy, but they have recruited and brought a couple in. But I've just got a feeling they're just going to take a little bit of time to find the feet. Whereas Fulham, I'm expecting them to carry on that momentum at the end of last season. A lot of people's favourites to go up. Personally, I think they will finish in the top six. They've got plenty of goals in them, and looking, getting better defensively as well, which is a good ploy. And Craven Cottage was a good ground for Fulham last season. So fully expecting them to kick the new season off with a win. We drop down to League One for the next tip, and that one is Bradford City. Now, last year's playoff finalists, unfortunately, they did lose out. But the whole of last season, they did remain very strong at home. In fact, I think they were unbeaten, Valley Parade in the league, and I'm expecting that to continue. Again, a couple of injuries, sort of key areas up front, Charlie White being one of them, but I'm still expecting them to have a little bit too much for Blackpool, who I think will find the step up to the League One probably pretty tough. I'm expecting them to probably be flirting with the wrong end of the table. I know recently Gary Bowyer's sort of bemoaned their lack of budget really and being able to compete for some of the signings that he did want over the summer, and I see in the last couple of days that they've lost Potts as well, which is a bit of a blow because even though he was a defender, he's a bit of a talisman for them. So for me, I think Bradford will start the new season with a win. A team I've tipped to do well this season is our next one, which is Charlton. They're at home against Bristol Rovers. Again, they've had quite a good pre-season. Carl Robinson seems to have got them playing in a style that he wants them to play, and in the formation that he likes to sort of play three players just behind a front man, with Ricky Holmes being the sort of number 10, the talisman in that role, along with sort of Billy Clark as well, who they've signed, and Josh McGuinness as well, leading the line. So I think they'll do a lot better this season, a lot more stronger. So I think they will start off with a win. I think Bristol Rovers, although just missing out on the players, had a very good season last year. Will they now start to feel the loss of Taylor's goals after his move across the city? I'm not quite sure, but I've just got a feeling that Bristol Rovers won't quite have as good a season as they did last season. I'm not expecting any trouble with relegation, but I don't think they'll might be sort of flirting with the playoffs like they did last season. Could be proved wrong, who knows? But I do think Charlton will open the day with a home win. Fifth on our list is the new boys to the Football League. In League 2 is Forest Green. Now I expect them to beat Barnet. Now Forest Green had a very big budget for the non-league, and again we'll probably have a big budget for League 2. they've bought very well over the summer, brought in lots of good calibre players from leagues above, really, and the momentum that they had from last season, I'm expecting them to have a really good season this year. I think they'll be there or thereabouts at the top end of the table. I'm expecting them to definitely get a top half finish. And so many times we see the team that gets promoted is the one who actually carries that momentum all the way through, and invariably a lot of times the teams who come from the lower league end so getting double promotions and into League One. So I think they'll have a good season. Barnet, again, perennial strugglers really for the last few years. Can't see any sort of change really. They rely so much on Johnny Kinde, who's a quality striker and will get his bag full of goals and will be one of the top scorers in the league. However, whether he's supported by the rest of his teammates is probably another thing. So I just think Forest Green, with the momentum, the feel-good factor, etc., opening day of the season, I think they'll get that win against Barnet. Now the last one for the ACCA is Luton Town to beat Yeovil. Again, Luton were very unlucky, lost in the playoffs last season, but I'm expecting them to be there or thereabouts again. Although they've got an injury to top scorer last season, which is Danny Hilton, they have brought in James Collins from Crawley Town, and he's more than good enough to sort of fill the boots. And when Hilton's fit, which I'm hearing is only a couple of weeks, if that, they should form a very good strike force up front. So I still think they'll have plenty going forward. And they've certainly got enough quality in there to trouble Yeovil. Yeovil again, tricky one. They sort of picked up towards the end of last season, were flirting with sort of the bottom end for a bit, and then sort of pulled away and ended up sort of having a safe mid-table position. I'm expecting the same sort of thing again from then. Probably one player is Gray, who's an ex-Luton man who's gone to Yeovil. Probably has got a bit of a point to prove, but Luton were very strong at home last season, and I fully expect them to carry that on. So that's this weekend's ACCA tips for Saturday the 5th of August. As I say, new season, could be a few shocks out there. So fingers crossed this one's a good one. Yep. So good luck with it all. Speak to you soon.